other partner. The EC, we didn't even find the EC. All the ECs have run away. We didn't see EC because the EC has been beaten mercilessly.
The Electoral Commission has just issued a statement on the subject. We have the very latest for you.
This is Top Story with Evans Mensah.
And Top Story is always brought to you by Vodafone. And tensions remain high tonight in the northern regional town of Yendi among governing party supporters. It follows violence there on Saturday at the voting centre during the MPP parliamentary primary that forced the Electoral Commission to call off the counting and declaration of results. 48 hours after the controversial poll, the issue remains unresolved with no winner declared. The national leadership of the MPP have been scrambling to find a solution. But on the ground there in Yendi, regional party executives disregarded the EC's decision to call off the declaration of results and went ahead to declare one of the aspirants, an incumbent MP Farouk Mahama, winner. Listen to the third national vice chairman, Masaudu Osman.
Calculation, the ballot, the 296 ballot with some of the same ballot which is uncounted, and it is with in the hand of the Farouk agent, which is also 199 ballots. So if you add the 296 plus 199, it's 495 out of the total vote of 785. So clearly, based on this resource and based on this ballot that has been counted by EC and the ridiculous attitude that has been shown by the other partner or the unknown person who came and destroyed everything, which the police people are on course to investigate, and the person will be arrested and come to book. So the EC has we didn't even find the EC. All the ECs have run away. Look at the time. We have waited till 6 now. We didn't see EC because the EC has been beaten mercilessly. One of the eyes of the EC has spoiled. So, and therefore, based on this result that we had and counted by the EC, we have declared Alhaji Faruku, the new patriotic party, led by Alhaji Masaudu Osman, the national third vice chairman, with the regional chairman, Chairman Samba. We have stand by our national secretariat, which is led by our general secretary, Justin Fripon Kodia, and declare Alhaji Farouk as the parliamentary candidate elect.
Well, the last few minutes, the Electoral Commission has issued a statement on this controversy. My colleague Papani Asale is with me in the studio. Papani, what's the EC saying?
So, Evans, categorically, the EC says it has not declared results for the Yendi constituency in the just ended MPP parliamentary elections. It goes on to say that 785 voters voted. Out of that number, out of the expected 794. Now, the counting of ballots for the incumbent Farouk Aliu Mahama was disrupted when the presiding officer had counted 296 votes in his favor. Unfortunately, the destruction of 489 ballots, which remained to be counted, made it impossible for the presiding officer to complete the collation and declare the results. And it concludes that the commission therefore dissociates itself from the declaration.
Okay, and that's a declaration we had there. Let's bring in the incumbent member of parliament himself, Farouk, who joins us on the telephone line right now. Thank you, sir, for your time here on Top Story, Farouk Aliyu Mahama.
Yes, good evening and good evening to your listeners, Mr. Evans. Greetings from Yendi.
We just listened to a statement from the Electoral Commission stating emphatically that there is no winner yet. You accept that?
No, I don't accept that.
Why?
First of all, as a member of parliament, having been through elections, with knowing very well that the procedures that we went through, I respect that the constitution of the party, and I also respect the duties of the Electoral Commission. But first of all, there are two challenges that we face. That is one, a security breach, which led to disruption of election, because all constituencies that were having elections, we gave proud notice about the dangers we're going to face on the D-Day. Having briefed the regional commander and the CID and the other top officials, the municipal chief executive who provided soldiers in the morning, when it got to the counting of the ballots, we had already picked signals that our opponents, when they see that I was winning, they would disrupt the process. And the MC had to withdraw the soldiers from being available for the counting. Initially, they started the counting to the glare of everybody, the media, everybody seated. When they started counting, they counted 296. That is true by the Electoral Commissioner. That is true. Immediately, my opponent, Habiba Tashari Mahama, saw the numbers and the other uncounted ones in the hands of the Electoral Commissioner, which was more than the 297 yet to be counted. She panicked and woke up and they told her to sit down. Then her own direct brother sitting behind her woke up and walked towards the EC and accused the EC of stamping on the Abibate's ballot papers, which is not true, because I'm the number one on the ballot. I have to be counted first before subsequently go to the second person. So on what basis do you accuse the EC of saying that you want to this EC is to print a ballot paper that has not been printed? So therefore, if you are really winning an election and you know that you are in the lead and they are counting you are winning, no winning person would disrupt any election of such nature. Because having known that I was leading 296 and almost more than that number in the hands of the person, the EC person counting, they had no choice than to disrupt the process and go and disrupt the papers. And let me put it on record. There's a statement by the EC Commissioner in Yendi, and what they wrote in their report, I was at the police station with them. The uncounted ones came with it to the police station in the ballot box. Abibates counted. Abibates, some of her papers were there. So it's not true that the other ones were not found. The other ballot uncounted ones were found. We came with the police, the regional CID, and the EC, and it was counted again, and it was 199 again in addition to what I had. Do you understand what I mean? So therefore, it is my opponent, Abiba Tastani Mahama, who through her brother, who is even supposed to be arrested and detained and jailed because he disrupted the process because he saw that I was winning elections. And as a democratic person who has been through elections, I don't think that if I'm winning or losing, I will behave standing. And if such president is going to happen, then our party, the MPP party, should really look at this matter, because if we are a party for democracy, if such things happen, it tells us that the president has been said. If in the future anybody is contesting election and the person is losing, he goes to discharge the process. It means that we have a problem.
Farouk, everything you said actually confirms the EC's position that there isn't a winner.
No, of course. Hold on. I'm building a case. So immediately we did the counting. The EC officials who were in the police station made their reports, wrote the report on the 296 and the 199. I have the copy of the report and the copy they did at the national, at the regional. I have all the copies, and they are there to testify. So therefore, when they finished, they asked them to go ahead, and they said they were injured. So they had to call Justin Kodia, who is the regional rep, Alaji Masaudu, and the chairman had to call Justin Kodia to get the go-ahead. And the go-ahead was given by the general secretary to go ahead and declare me the winner, because after the 296, even if the 296 were there and we presume that the other one was a sport ballot, the one they have counted for me should be a justifiable case to say that I've won the election.
So we had the third national vice chairman say during that declaration that they have spoken to the national executives. You were also saying that the declaration we had was endorsed by the General Secretary of your party?
Yes, they called the General Secretary in front of me, and the General Secretary gave them that go-ahead to do that. Yes.
Have you confirmed this with the General Secretary yourself?
I was in front of them when they called the General Secretary. I was in front of them. I had a telephone conversation to my regional chairman, and I was there. It's not that I was standing there when he gave the go-ahead that they should declare me.
But the Electoral Commission is a sole body mandated by your party to declare a winner. Their statement is very clear that
I
there
leave
isn't
that.
a winner.
I leave that to the party and the EC. But so far as I'm concerned, and the party rep from the regional and the national were there, and the count was made. So Evans, are you saying that when you go for an election and I'm competing with Evans Mensah, and Evans Mensah sees that my numbers are leading, and it will cause my victory, an opponent who is not winning should come, his brother should come and disrupt the protest? Is that what is now going to be the status for all polling or elections in Ghana?
Just for clarity, so you see yourself as a winner of the primary in Yendi?
Yes, I see myself as the winner of the primary and the people's choice, because the whole of Yendi, I won Yendi with 41,000, and I had the highest votes in all the 18 constituencies in Yendi. And I had even votes more than the president. So it tells you that I'm the people's choice, not just because of the primaries, but the generality of Yendi are solidly behind me.
Farouk, please stay with me. Let me bring in Masaudu Osman, who is the National Third Vice Chairman, who you heard earlier declaring the results there. Joins us on the line right now. Haji Osman, thanks for your time here on Top Story.
Yeah, good morning. Good evening.
Great to have you. Please, can you confirm for us your declaration? Was it endorsed by the General Secretary of your party? Did you call him before you went ahead to declare the results?
Absolutely, Mr. Evans. But before I will say the word, let me say good evening to the President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Ansah Kwao IV, and the Vice President and the leader of our party. Again, say good evening to the General Secretary of the New Patriotic Party, Justin Frimpong Kodia Esquire. And briefly, I would have wished to narrate some story to you based on that story that I'm going to narrate to you, based on that thing that I stand as a National Third Vice Chairman with the consultation of the National Party and declare Alhaji Faruku as the winner of the primaries at the Yendi constituency. I'm been sent to the entire northern region, not only in Yendi particularly. So when I was in Zabzugu, when I had a call from Hajia Bibata, who is contesting Alhaji Faruku with one issue. The issue was there is two polling station executives who she believed the two police station executives are her candidates, are her supporters who are going to vote for her. But unfortunately, the register there did not capture the two police station executives' name. So therefore, it was a protest that these two people shouldn't vote. So she called me. She wanted a clarification. She told me that she called the General Secretary, and the General Secretary indeed told her that she called the National Third Vice Chairman because I am the charge of the election there. Definitely, truly, she called me. When she called me, I again called the General Secretary, and the General Secretary directed me that even though the names of these two polling station executives did not captured in the register, but they are very well known executives, which all the parties believe that they are police station executives. Therefore, they should go ahead and vote. So I was there, and even I told the EC, and the EC allowed them to vote. The two of them allowed them to vote, and it believed that they are Hajia Abibata candidates. So after we solved all these problems and voting was successfully going on, we voted and voted come to an end. Surprisingly, when they pour all the ballot sheet and they have already differentiate Hajia Abibata one and then Alhaji Faruku one. It was clearly, obviously, it was clearly out there. Anybody who was there, when you look at the huge number of votes for Alhaji Faruku and the one for Hajia Habiba, clearly nobody would tell you that after the election, Alhaji Faruku is going to win the election. So it was a deliberate attempt. And Evans, let me tell you this thing on record. If you want, you can call the regional commander and the regional crime officer. I was with the regional chairman, who is Chairman Samba. Chairman Samba called me and told me that one of the team members of Hajia Habibata came, snatched, and told him that this is the plan. This is the plan B the Hajia Habibata team have taken. They said that after they have finished voting and they pour the ballot papers, when they see that through shorten the ballot, when they see that Alhaji Farouk one is plenty, it's going to beat Hajia one, then they should cause mayhem. They should go there and distort everything so that they will put the election to run off.
But Haji Osman, yes, so that may be a suspicion, something that you were told. However, there's a fundamental problem here. You say that the General Secretary gave you the go-ahead to declare Farouk Mohammed the winner. But your own party, before the elections, told us that it's only the Electoral Commission that can declare anybody a winner. The Electoral Commission tells us, based on the numbers that they've counted, that only a total of 296 votes have been counted in favor of Farouk, leaving 489 that now have been destroyed. So nobody's in a position, because you have 489 ballots destroyed, to declare anybody a winner.
Evans, if you could hear me small, and it is not, if one matters come like this, we don't just stand on the matter and just conclude matters. Let me learn, let me talk and learn. Just give me just 2 minutes to learn. Should I go?
Osman, I don't have much of a time here.
So the
fundamental point is about...
In short, the brother... Hajia Habibata brother deliberately came and destroyed everything, and all the MP confirmed the total ballot that has been counted by the EC was 296. So based on that, all the ballots has been a small ballot. There is no any ballot again to count for Hajia Habibata. Therefore, in that case, because of that ridiculous action the Hajia brother did, we start with the consultation of the National Party. We declare Alhaji Faruku as the winner of the election.
Well, you have done so. But the national executives today, some of them have been speaking. I will get the Deputy General Secretary into the conversation shortly.
The Deputy General Secretary is not elected national officer.
Well,
he cannot send me, and I don't take instruction from him. I take instruction from my chairman and then the general secretary and the entire national elected executives. I'm a national third vice chairman, which my duty is to protect the party and to make the party win election.
Well, Haji Osman, Henry Nana Boakye is a national organizer. He is an elected national officer. This is what he told us this morning on this subject.
For the Yendi matter, we are not seized with the full fact. We have requested for the report from the Electoral Commission, from our regional rep and from our national rep. So it will depend on the scenario. It will depend, because there have been instances where I have witnessed you get the Electoral Commission up to, a clear instance would be the Kumawu by-elections, where the Electoral Commission supervised the primaries. The Electoral Commission declared the results, and then we also came in and then outdoored and declared the winner as well as our candidate. Right. So that is why I'm saying that unless I am seized with the full fact, it will be difficult for me to, especially when we are talking about Yendi, ask some specific questions. These questions and responses from me, one way or the other, can affect the matter, especially when we are waiting the reports from these personalities.
Oh, Haji Osman, your party, this is your national organizer, Nana B, talking to us and saying this is something that they are yet to look into. They are waiting a report from the executives there. So there's no finality to it, although you claim that you got the go-ahead from the national executives.
Yeah. The natural organizer, even though what he said is true, me, myself, I have declared on the ground that the party, sometime, when you look at our police station executives, this is not the first time I declare results like that. The party, polling station executive will do elections and declare results without easy. But the kind of action, the ridiculous action, and then the deliberate action that the guy have taken, and tear a ballot paper in the front of regional commander and regional crime, it was deliberate because he have seen that Faruku is winning. That is the case.
Yeah, but that is a subject for the police to investigate, right? I mean, now you have a challenge on your hands. How do you plan to resolve this? Because have you seen the Electoral Commission statement tonight? They are very categorical that they dissociate themselves from the declaration you made, and there's no winner. So that needs to be resolved.
So there is the problem will be resolved. I know, inshallah, when we come back to Accra, currently I'm in Techima, which I'll be in Accra, God willing, tomorrow. I know this matter wouldn't bring any problem between the two of them because both of them are MPP members. And we, the national executive, we are neutral. We don't support anybody. But what I've seen is what I'm telling. I know this problem
but you've already taken a position on the matter, have you?
No, I'm taking a position based on what the EC counted. Evans. So now, election is two elections. Let me come. Yeah, you know what? Election. The two people went for election, and the other partner has been counted. His ballot has been counted 296, and all the one left has been destroyed. So we take it like what the EC have counted. That one is the valid vote. So all the rest are spoiled ballots. So,
okay. Well. So that's your position on the matter, and you say this will be resolved. Farouk, you are the heart of this. What do you plan to do now, considering the EC's statement on this?
So, as a democratic member, I'm still the member of parliament for Yendi, and I have the support of the people and the delegates. I'll patiently wait for the outcomes of the party and the general secretary's direction. But inshallah, I'm the PC and the MP currently, and I'm a democratic person who really believes in democracy. So I will not do anything untoward to dent the hard-earned reputation of myself and the good people of Yendi. And inshallah, I'm still the MP, and I will lead the party to the 2024 election.
We'll wait for the party's clarity on this particular matter. As you've heard the party say, they're looking into it. They're waiting for the report from the region that would inform their decision going forward. We'll hear from the Deputy General Secretary pretty shortly on the ground. But as you know, the other candidate in question who has been accused of fueling the disturbance that we saw yesterday has also been speaking on it. This is her account, Hajia Abibata Shani.
What happened, that really led to the disruption, the fact that one was seen suppressing my ballot papers, putting some in his pockets, and then when one of my members reported the incident to one of the policemen, nothing was done. So he went close to asking what he was doing. He denied, and then he pulled his jacket that he was wearing, and then the ballot papers were in his pocket, and then an indelible ink pad was also found. So there's a video to that effect. So when it got to that point, and then everybody saw what their intention was, some party members got infuriated and they came. So when they came, everything was, there was just chaos, and that was where the incident ended.
Let me bring in Haruna Mohammed, who is the Deputy General Secretary of the party, joins us on the line right now. Mr. Mohammed, thanks for your time here on Top Story. We just listened to... Hello, Mr. Mohammed. Oh, I may have lost him there. Hello, Mr. Mohammed. Hello, Haruna. Hello, Haruna. Okay, let's try and fix that quickly. Let's get clarity on this. The names have been mentioned that the party national executives, particularly the general secretary, cleared this declaration that happened. The EC dissociates itself categorically from that. What is the party going to do now that names have now been mentioned as having endorsed that declaration that the EC says they want to have nothing to do with? But the party also told us they were waiting for a report from the region. Have they received it now? And what is it that they plan to do with that? If you live in that part of the Northern Regional Capital, you want to share your thoughts with us, please do so. 055-1111-997. It's one of the most contentious areas because of the violence that we saw there. Haruna Mohammed joins me now. Haruna, thanks for the time. You're on Top Story.
Thank you, Ivan.
We just listened to the third national vice chairman who the party appointed to supervise the elections in the northern region. He says in the Yendi in particular, he got the approval from the general secretary, your boss, before the declaration was done. Are you aware of this?
Ivan, the right person to ask this question would have been the general secretary. I haven't spoken with the general secretary as at this time. And then the third vice national chairman is my boss too. So I'm unable to collaborate the story as it relates to my boss.
The party was waiting for a report from the region. Have you received it?
Not that I know, but we expect to have all the incident reports from the region, also the Electoral Commission and the Ghana Police Service.
From the party at the national level, do we have a winner in Yendi?
I think my boss had made this particular point very clear that the issues in Yendi will be resolved by the party in due course.
In other words, there's no winner in Yendi.
I cannot speak authoritatively to that question.
Well, the Electoral Commission, you gave the Electoral Commission the mandate to declare the results, did you not?
We haven't received any report from the Electoral Commission yet.
Well, the Electoral Commission has a statement out tonight, and the Electoral Commission says...
Not to us.
Yes.
We gave them a specific task, and we have not been communicated to. Perhaps if they have communicated to the public, I haven't seen such a report.
It says, unfortunately, the distraction of 489 ballots, which remained to be counted, made it impossible for the presiding officer to complete the collation and declare the results. The commission, therefore, dissociates itself from the declaration. So from the point of view of the Electoral Commission, there isn't a winner.
I can say so. This is English. They are talking about them not declaring results and dissociating themselves from a certain kind of declaration. That does not give a true representation as to whether it is false or not. But the National Party is awaiting a report from them, also the Ghana Police Service and the regional representation, which was represented by the third vice national chairman. The general secretary is very resolute in making sure finding solution to the Yendi impasse, and he would be able to lead that process.
Haruna Mohammed, thank you very much. And I want to hear from you if you are a delegate or a supporter of the party in Yendi. Share your thoughts with us. 055-1111-997. Newsnight in a minute.
Breaking news. Vodafone Ghana is becoming Telecel. Stay tuned.
In the next 60 minutes here on Newsnight, 7 years after the brutal murder of Major Maxwell Mahama, 12 residents of Dintra Obuasi, including former assemblyman, have been handed life imprisonment after they were found guilty of conspiracy to commit murder and murder.
Process, yes. I do not think the Republic will contest the acquittal of those two persons. So we are satisfied with it.
We'll hear from the Attorney General, who says the punishment is hefty enough to deter others.
The murder of my son has been determined, and I am thankful to God for the strength to endure over 6 years of agonizing pain.
We have details for you. Also tonight, Ashanti Regional Chairman of the MPP, Chairman Wontumi, criticized by the Kumasi Traditional Council and asked to go and sin no more, as he denies all allegations leveled against him.
How can I make derogatory remarks against Otumfuo? This is not possible.
Chairman Wontumi din yewuradin a obohunu se obi a odi yewuradin odi yedede a eye ede ensampa ede bade ayemia entijeno entimi si.
We have a blow-by-blow account of proceedings at Mensha today. Also tonight, Minority on Parliament's Greek Committee calls for special financing arrangement to revive the country's biggest indigenous cocoa buying company, PBC, as it describes it as an institution on autopilot.
It's allowed the way it is. It's on autopilot, definitely going to crash. From what I've seen of budget figures, government finance, I doubt if there's no special arrangement to ensure that some financing is done conscious along this line, no, forget.
We'll hear from some of its staff who claim they are struggling to survive following months of unpaid salaries.
Since last year, up to now, we have not even been working. We are not working. At the same time, we are not receiving salaries.
And in business, Bank of Ghana targets end-of-year inflation rate at around 13% after the cautious cut in policy rate today.
And in sports, it has emerged Ghana budgeted a staggering $8.5 million for the 2023 AFCON with a prize money of $7 million.
And you want to stay with us for that and more, plus your views here on Newsnight 055-1111-997. And we start tonight from that developing story from the court. It was a tragic loss 7 years ago when a soldier, Major Maxwell Mahama, was brutally murdered by some residents of Dintra Boase after a long legal tussle. The Accra High Court today sentenced 12 people, including the former assemblyman of the area, William Barr, to life imprisonment for the involvement in the killing of the late military officer Maxwell Mahama, with 2 others acquitted and discharged. Now, Major Mahama was lynched by a mob at Dintra Boase in the central region on the 29th of May 2017. The court, presided over by Justice Mariam Owusu, found William Barr guilty of abetment to crime, murder, and murder, while the 11 others were found guilty of conspiracy to commit murder and murder. My colleague Kenneth JC, who just returned from the court and is in the studio with me. Kenneth, walk us through what transpired in court today, leading to the final judgment.
Well, it was a very emotional moment for them in court. You saw all 14 men wearing white, draped in white, with their trousers there, with their heads bowed down. When the judges excused themselves to go make their final judgments, you could see that they sort of knew what was coming, especially when the 2 were first acquitted and discharged. And it was a unanimous decision by Judge Mariama Owusu after consultation with a 7-member jury who all agreed that all 12 people were involved in the murder of the late Major Maxwell Mahama. So one of them, the then assemblyman, that is William Barr, was found guilty of abetment to commit crime or to commit murder, and the 11 others were found guilty of conspiracy to murder and murder as well.
The Attorney General was satisfied with the punishment handed to the 12, was he not?
He was satisfied, and was also satisfied with the 2 that were acquitted and discharged, and also went on to say that this will serve as a deterrent for people that engage in mob justice.
In accordance with due process, yes, I do not think the Republic will contest the acquittal of those 2 persons. Yes, so we are satisfied with it. And we can only express our sympathies with the family of the late Major Mahama. They have suffered a lot. They've gone through a lot of grief. You saw the mother in court today, as well as the brother and other family members. Yes. For me, that's actually the most important lesson to be drawn from this. That indeed there is no point at all engaging in mob justice. Because clearly, we have seen a situation where a person who was innocent, was gruesomely murdered under such circumstances. And I believe that the whole nation will learn from it and need to put an end to mob justice in Ghana. I was quite appalled to see the videos of Major Mahama on social media. But again, I must also congratulate the investigative team as well as the prosecutorial team which also put together all the necessary evidence, pieces of evidence for the court. And at least we have seen that mob justice does not pay. Ultimately, the Queens of Justice will catch up with you. And if you think that you can resort to justice by yourself, you yourself will be dealt with in accordance with law.
And today in court, we also had a family of late Mahama there. And I understand the mother was also there today.
The mother, after the judgment, you saw tears flowing down her cheeks. She couldn't even put her words together. She had written words on her mobile phone that she decided to, deliver to the press, but it was tears throughout. Tears, tears, tears.
The murder of my son has been determined, and I am thankful to God for the strength to endure over 6 years of agonizing pain. The twists and turns of events and associated heartache is unspeakable. God knows my plight as a mother whose loving son was snatched away from her in such a gory manner. Family and friends.
What about the wife of Major Mahama?
The wife was also in court. She did not speak to the media. I mean, very solemn. I believe she was overtaken with emotions and was very, very silent. But Evans, the father was also in court today, and then the father was satisfied with the judgment, but called for more of the persons that were seen in that viral video about 7 years ago engaged in the murder of Captain Major Mahama. He's calling on the police service to look for those people and prosecute them as well.
Okay. Thank you very much, Kenneth. We can now speak to lawyer Theophilus Kafui Donko. He's the lead counsel for 3 of the people who are now being given life sentences, and he joins us on the phone. Now, thank you, Mr. Donko, for your time here on Newsnight. Your clients, as we speak, where are they?
Thank you for having me, and good evening to your listeners and viewers. My clients have always been in Sawan Medium Security Prison, and as I speak to you now, they are still in the Sawan Medium Security Prison,
where they're going to spend the rest of their lives. What's your reaction to this judgment?
I think that from the discussion I have had with my clients, they are not satisfied with the directions that the judge gave to the jury. So they have instructed me to appeal the decision on their behalf. So in simple terms, my clients are not satisfied with the decision of the court, and they intend to challenge it on appeal. And they believe strongly that they have a good case in this matter. So I think the 3 wise men will decide otherwise in their favor.
Appeal on what grounds?
Oh, there are a lot of grounds. That the judge did not direct the jury as to the law, properly so called. And this is the grounds on which we are appealing the decision of the court.
Did you raise this while the trial was on?
No, it's only today that the judge directed the jury to come out with a verdict. So it is the direction that the judge gave to the jury we are challenging. Safe to say that previously, the exhibit K, that's the viral video, my clients had already appealed the decision of the judge to admit it in evidence. That appeal is still pending. Their statement was also challenged. The judge made a ruling. We have appealed against it. We made submission of no case on behalf of our client. The judge refused it. There's also an appeal pending before the Court of Appeal. So we are going to now file a composite appeal, incorporating all this into the notice of appeal. But I can tell you that the major one is that the direction that the judge gave to the jury was not proper. I will refer you to a particular case which the Supreme Court has, Yendi versus the Republic. Yendi versus the Republic redefines section 23 of Act 30. Says that for you to convict somebody on the charge of conspiracy, you must prove that there was a prior agreement And that prior agreement, the accused persons agreed that they were going to commit a crime. And in this particular case, they were going to kill. The prosecution never led any evidence to show that there was a prior agreement between the 12 people that have been convicted and sentenced. The question I also asked is that they said all these 14 people met and planned, but yet 2 of them have been acquitted on the charge of conspiracy. So the issues are very germane. So if the judge did not refer them to the case of Yendi versus the Republic, and that is the new authority, that is the new decision by the Supreme Court on the charge of conspiracy. And it says that the prosecution must of necessity prove that the parties met previously before the commission of the crime. And the judge also did not direct the jury as to the charge of manslaughter, whether they had the intention. They might have committed a murder, but whether that was their intention to commit, the judge never directed the jury as to the charge of manslaughter or whether they had the intention. So the judge should have directed the jury that if you find that they had this intention based on this and that evidence, then you have to reduce the offense of murder to manslaughter. That was not done. So if you put the pieces of evidence together and the appeal we already have on record, I believe that my clients will be successful on appeal. I believe strongly that the 3 wise men who rule in our favor.
But your clients, they do not deny the fact that they were part of those seen in the video, the viral video, the shocking viral video, in which people were seen lynching Major Mahama. They were part of that.
So the question still comes, where from this video? Was it dotted? Who took the video? We don't know.
But if you can answer the question I asked, they don't deny that they were
They
part
deny,
of those.
They deny it.
They denied that they
One
took
of my
part in
clients
the
even
lynching.
did not enter the witness box to speak because he felt that the prosecution had not made a case against him.
But we saw them in the videos, and the prosecution led evidence to that effect.
I've told you, Evans, that even if they were seen in the video, there's one other point I want to. What is the contribution of each of these accused persons that led to the murder of the late Major Mahama? The prosecution could not prove that my client did A, B, C, D. For instance, one of my clients was charged only with conspiracy, but the evidence that was led against him was that he removed the trousers and then kicked him with his leg. That cannot be an element of conspiracy.
Well, thank you very much. That's Theophilus Kafui Donko. He's a lead counsel for 3 of the people tonight. They have now been sentenced to life imprisonment and begun their sentences already, as he confirmed that they are in Sawam cells where they'll spend the rest of their lives. And I want to hear from you. This is a story that really captivated the nation, shocked the nation to its marrow. It's now seen a conclusion at the High Court. He's saying tonight that he will be appealing the judgment on behalf of his 3 clients. Let me hear from you, 055-1111-997. And let's do some politics now, because the Ashanti Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Bernard Entwubuesiako, is no longer in the bad books of Menchia. He has been declared a free man by the Kumasi Traditional Council after he was accused of making derogatory comments about the Asante Hene Otumfuo Osei II during the MPP parliamentary vetting process. Now, at the hearing today, Chairman Wontumi denied all allegations leveled against him by the Kokoso Hene, Nana Kwekudua. Now, my colleague, Nana Wache Dankwayadom, sat through the proceedings and he joins us via phone right now with more. Nana, thanks for joining us, and you stayed through the proceedings. Let's talk about the delegation that accompanied Chairman Wontumi for this hearing.
Well, Evans, in the first place, we had the national chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Stephen Ntim, alongside Majority Leader Osei Mensah, Minister for Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, Stephen Asamoah Boateng, and Henry Nana Boakye, Justin Frimpong-Kodia, who is the General Secretary of the New Patriotic Party, as well as regional and national executives, other government appointees, joined Chairman Wontumi, the Ashanti Regional NPP Chairman, to the Kumasi Traditional Council for his hearing today. So these are the delegation that led Chairman Wontumi to the Menchia Palace.
A high-powered delegation indeed. We got a bit more specifics about the accusations against Chairman Wontumi. Tell us more.
Well, Evans, the allegations leveled against Wontumi was brought up by the Kokosohini Nana Ansah, who says that during the NPP vetting process for parliamentary aspirants, Chairman Wontumi, at the process of vetting the Minshia South parliamentary aspirant, then Dr. Matthew Fokuprempe, Chairman Wontumi did make some derogatory remarks against the Asante Otumfuo stage 2. He did say that Chairman Wontumi clearly and emphatically stated that he owns his own kingdom in the Ashanti region. However, having his own kingdom means no king, in fact, not even the Asante can tell him what to do. And so this statement made by Chairman Wontumi, this alleged statement made by Chairman Wontumi is what led to the Kumasi Traditional Council dragging him before them to answer questions as to indeed if it did happen or he did make such statements, and also if there could be any sanctions or punishment for him whatsoever.
And what was Wontumi's response?
Well, Wontumi denied all the allegations leveled against him by Nana Ansah the Kokosohini. Well, he says that they are not the clear reflection of what transpired during the NPP vetting process. So we can take a listen to Chairman Wontumi.
Me how better so intimidate me say argumenti. Me yes me kon ma kwa dipa. Intimi ba be fu ewie me shen no ano. E na nya general secretary ko. No say chairman. Assemble no akofa be. And na me say e dey ba asem na yes na no vetting dey.
I was about joining my flight abroad when my general secretary called to inform me about the allegations. I told him the accusations are false and malicious. How can I make derogatory remarks against Otumfuo? This is not possible.
Chairman Wontumi din you gadia. Obohunu se ye wo regional chairman na someone your some full bebre. Na mum se obi a odi ye wura din odi ye dede eye ede ensampa ede bade ayemia na bia me ko bia bia antigenua entimi.
So what was the verdict of the Traditional Council?
Well, Bafo Owusu Amankwetia, who is the Bantu represented the Asante during the sitting of the Kumasi Traditional Council. Well, he did say that Chairman Wontumi should be mindful of his remarks and also take note of some actions as regional chairman. Well, he asked him to be very mindful when he's in public and also did set him free of any allegations leveled against him.
Almost o party no aha ani ni fu mashe. Enti bibia wo ye bia no eso hwe. Asamo beka wanamo betufa no ma bi ho. Ni nyina eso hwe because ni pa show. Asantima do kan wan kan ye dia. Anya asamato. Titru se wa ko no akoka asamati acha me. Anya ne ko ma untimi ntra. Enti afaso hwe yi pa. Party no ahane ti no.
You must be careful with your remarks as regional chairman. Your party belongs to the Ashanti region, so everybody is looking up to you. In Ashanti region, if you don't talk well, we will drag you before us to face our judgment. Be very careful. Everything about your party comes from the region, meaning we have suffered for the party. Nanano must also advise themselves not to engage in anything political. We are referees, and so we must abstain ourselves from anything politics. If Kokosohini had not been there, I doubt we would be talking about this issue here.
Na party bi ni party bi anya asemo e ben no nga bro o so mo mfie no we o de kwa o de o be kama we no ni nyina na asantima egu every say na nanu nye adwuma ye referees ya de ne say ye wo homa ye na nanu nyina enti ye wo homa parties ni nyina.
I mean, did the Traditional Council impose any penalty?
Well, there was no penalty imposed on Chairman Wontumi, but he was made to go see the Asante Hima right after the Kumasi Traditional Council set him free alongside Koko Sohini. So there were no charges whatsoever leveled against Chairman Wontumi.
The Chieftaincy Minister was there. You spoke to him. What was his response to all this?
Well, the Chieftaincy Minister, Stephen Asamoah Boakye, acknowledged what transpired during the process, and he was very, very much happy with the fact that Bantamahine Bafo Awusu Amankwesia admonished the chiefs to desist from anything political. Well, he says the NPP and the Ashanti region are one, because looking at the terrain, they have been like that since, and so they would not want anything political to come into their relationship.
Today's been, it's a happy day for me. As you know, MPP and Ashanti region, we go together. And it's not just Ashanti region. Wherever we find ourselves as MPP people, please be respectful to each other, have peace and harmony within our ranks. Because as you heard, it happened within the party setup. But then it's dragged our authorities into it, traditional authorities into it. So we must ourselves have a way to deal with our own internal matters and not bring others into it.
I've just been joined now by the national organizer of the MPP, Henry Nana Boakye. Thank you, Henry, for your time here on News 9.
Thank you very much, Evans.
I believe you were at the Mencha Palace today.
Yes.
Happy with the outcome?
Yes. I think that it was a very fruitful meeting or engagement today. What the position of our respected chiefs was that they were not even going to call any witness. What they decided to do was to listen to the chief of Kokos, Nana Ansah Kwao IV, and also listen to our regional chairman Wontumi. And afterwards, they decided that they are not going to call any witnesses. This is a matter they can just advise, and so that, and then because Chairman Wontumi denied the allegation, Koko Sohini is saying that those allegations were really made at the event. So the fact is that they should not drag these matters, and then they gave some from one chief to the other. They spoke, and then subsequently said, but then there was another issue where they mentioned that Chairman Wontumi invoked some cases, and for that one they had to refer to the appropriate quarters traditionally so that it can be handled. So that is what we did afterwards. They referred us to the chiefs who are responsible for such custom and such traditional matters when it involves the invocation of curses and all of that. And quite apart from that, everything was smooth, and then we thank the chiefs. Let me also state that we have a very cordial relationship with our respected chiefs, and we will never on any day deliberately decide to say anything that would be unsavory or disparaging to our chiefs, not at all. And Otu boys are revered and respected team, and there's no way we'd want to have any issues. And Wontumi is known for showing such respect to the Otumfo. In fact, in his speech, in his gestures, it is always all over him. He is known to be showing all of that in his words, his conduct. So it was a very good engagement today, and we are happy with the outcome.
He was let off with a caution. The party itself, though, have you taken this up with Wontumi, and what has been your own admonition?
Well, I think what happened today is advice to all of us, not only Chairman Wontumi, but to everybody. And as I said, some allegations were leveled against Chairman Wontumi, and those allegations Chairman Wontumi said is not true. So it's someone's word against his word. That is why the chief said, you know what, we should not drag these matters. We have important events ahead of us, so we will not drag these matters. But then, I mean, they had to give advice. Even if you said it and you are saying you didn't say it, obviously, maybe something happened. That is why we have been dragged before us. So, you know what, just be mindful of your words. this is where you are from. But I'm also happy that a lot of the chiefs also gave testimonies as to how Chairman Wontumi conducts himself, especially when it comes to Manchia, and how he's very, very respected. He himself is a royal from the Kuntansi too. So he will never do anything to disrespect the king.
So you've mended the bridge with the chiefs and with the Mencha Palace, but what about the potential damage this may have had among ordinary residents in the Ashanti region, who of course hold Otumfuo in high esteem there? Is beyond the Mencha Palace? What's the plan? Because this was said, it's been drummed since last week, the week before. People have heard it. It's been discussed quite thoroughly. Many may have formed views, especially in the year when you're approaching an election. Is a party taking a view to deal with this beyond Mencha in the way to get the, I guess, residents there? You are an indigent too, to get people to appreciate what has happened today.
I think today's proceedings will put every lingering matter to an end. I mean, if you thought that Chairman Wontumi can say such a thing, I mean, today from the proceedings he cannot say it, and he said that he will not even do so. And for that matter, I don't think that there are any issues. And in fact, apart from that, there is even an important occasion like the 150th anniversary of the Sagranti War, which will be celebrated next week. Yeah, Chairman Wontumi said that his network is available for free publicity, free advertisement for this. I mean, he is a son of the soil, and he has always been part of us. We've gone to visit our revered and respected king several times, and he's been there. I mean, recently when Otumfuo had his last Akoside last year, we were there, and it is always shown in his speech, in his conduct, that he has great reverence for the stew, for the golden stew. So, for me, today's proceeding is quite clear, and then it was the media. Everybody was there. It was telecast live, and people took it, streamed it live. So, for me, I think that the matter is now put to rest. That for the New Patriotic Party, we have such a healthy relationship with the Mencha Palace. We are not going to do anything whatsoever to bring that relationship down.
Thank you very much. That's the national organizer of the NPP there, Henry Nana Boakye. I still have with me my colleague, Nana Boakye, Dankwa Yadom. Nana, Wontumi isn't the only individual who was summoned. Lawyer Maurice Ampao was also summoned. Was he there?
Well, Maurice Ampao was not before the Kumasi Traditional Council today. You would remember that in a previous meeting, the General Secretary of the NPP, Justin Frimpong Kodia, when being asked about Maurice Ampao, told Banse Mahini and the Kumasi Traditional Council that the party does not know Maurice Ampao. And so if Maurice Ampao is to appear before the Kumasi Traditional Council, he would have to do it alone without the party interfering. And so today, the party came alone with Chairman Wontumi, their very own, without lawyer Maurice Ampao.
Thank you very much, Nana. Still live your news night on Joy 99.7 FM. Now, tonight, the Commissioner of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Reverend Dr. Amishadai Owusu Amwa, has admitted he has been working without a contract. The GRA boss came under scrutiny at the Public Accounts Committee sitting today when a member of the committee, Sam George, raised concerns over his continued stay in office despite attaining the compulsory 60 years retirement age 2 years ago. Responding to the question, despite objections by some majority members, the GRA boss said he was given the green light to continue his service pending ratification by the Finance Ministry.
I just wanted to find out from Commissioner General, sir, which year did you attain the age of 60? CJ, I'm waiting for a response. What year did you attain the age of 60?
Isn't this personal, Chairman?
What?
I think it's too personal.
No.
It is not.
Chairman,
Mr. Chairman, is my colleague assuming Is he assuming that?
I haven't called you.
Oh.
I haven't called you. OPK, I haven't called you. Leave that one to me to direct.
OMC is not a personal question, please.
Honorable members, we have our laws in this country that govern us. If the Commissioner General attained the age of 60, he can be given a contract. If the member is asking a question about his age, he should just respond and say, I'm 60, but I'm on contract. Finish.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, I turned 62 October 2023.
Do you have a running contract?
The Chairman, as far as I know, the letter was sent to the board as for me to continue working until it is sorted out with the Ministry of Finance and the government, the appointing authority, and I know that is still ongoing.
All right, that is all. That is all. That is all. It means that you yourself, you don't know whether you have a contract have been signed or not. So that is sufficient.
Well, my colleague James Aveji sat through the proceedings today, joins me now. We know this question by Sam George led to sharp disagreements between the two sides on the committee, leading to a suspension. What happened?
Exactly, Evan. So the majority side, led by the deputy ranking, Davis Opoku Mensah, thinks that this question is out of order, and so was praying the speaker, the chairman, to actually not allow the question to be asked, including some of his other members on the committee. But Sam George insisted with the minority. They insisted that no, this issue is a matter of public interest because it has been in the media. We know that the Occupy Ghana had written to the president alerting him about this some years back when he actually attained 60 years, and so there needed to be some finality brought to the issue. Then in the middle of that, the public address system, all of the speakers in the committee sitting room decided not to function any longer.
Okay, so they all went silent.
Exactly.
The microphones went silent.
And so the
chairman malfunctioned.
Exactly.
Apparently.
Had to suspend the sitting for about 45 minutes when they came back before this answer was drawn from the boss of the Ghana Revenue Authority.
Well, the GRA also indicated today that it is chasing some companies who have evaded tax. Who are these companies?
So one is the produce buying company, together with some other company. And so the issue was that in the Auditor General's report of 2022, they indicated that some 2,552 companies' books have been audited, and it indicated that they owe some 350 million Ghana cedis. And so the GRA needed to retrieve those money. The GRA indicated that they've retrieved some 60 million Ghana cedis, left with 275 million Ghana cedis. And out of that, the PBC owed some 203.9 million Ghana cedi. He indicates that they're trying to get this money, but the PBC actually dragged them to court. Their argument is that this money is on haulage, and so they do not think that they needed to pay tax on haulage, and so the matter is before the court. Then you remember the defunct financial institutions also came into the picture. The GRA said they owe them some 91 million Ghana cedis and some other 19 million Ghana cedi withholding tax. They actually took tax on the income of workers but did not remit that to the GRA. All of that amounting to some 170 million Ghana cedi. Then the committee chair, James Kluchi-Aveji, raised a concern about the fact that they have had a position to believe that this banking sector cleanup did the nation more harm than good. But the Deputy Finance Minister, Abina Osasari, actually disagreed with him, leading to some sort of banter between the two. Let's take a listen.
Mr. Chairman, there are two things here. The fact that government was able to save depositors' money.
You can answer my question, then you add up with your.
Yeah, that's because you see that as a cost, but for the depositors who had their monies in there, they needed to get their money, so government had to intervene. In everything that we do here, it comes with a cost.
Okay.
I want to bring in Sam George, the man who asked the questions regarding the GRA Commissioner's contract. Joins us on the line right now. Mr. George, thanks for your time here on Newsnight. Happy with the responses you got today?
Good evening, Evans, and good evening to our listeners. Well, I'm worried as a Ghanaian lawmaker and worried that so much illegality is going on. We live in a country that is literally a crime scene, from one scandal to another. The GRA Commissioner General, Reverend Amishadai, has been at post for more than 2 years without a contract. Now, let me give a bit of a backdrop to this. The President, through the Finance Minister, informed Parliament that his government will no longer be giving contracts to public servants who turned 60 unless they had scarce and in-demand skill sets. In fact, the predecessor to Reverend Dr. Amishadai was one Mr. Kofi Inti. He had been given a 4-year contract as Commissioner General of GRA. 2.5 years into his tenure, he turned 60. The President terminated his appointment, even with 1.5 years of his contract left to go, and appointed Reverend Dr. Amishadai as Commissioner General. So the question we are asking is, what special skill set does Reverend Dr. Amishadai bring to the table that when he turned 60 in October 2021, 2 years and 3 months on, he is still at post one? Even if he has a special skill set that we can't find in the GRA or in Ghana, the Public Services Commission regulation demands that he be given a contract. Because as we speak today, Reverend Dr. Amishadai has no legal basis to sign or enter into any agreement on behalf of the GRA, because he has no legal locus or standing in there. He has no contract. He has there is no terms of engagement. So I wonder how the Commissioner General, the Controller and Accountant General has been paying him for over 2 years. And this is not the first time this matter is being raised. Professor Jampo wrote to the President, and Joy FM carried it on my Joy Online on the 9th of February 2023, almost a year ago. Occupy Ghana has written to the President on the matter. So you sit back and you ask yourself, a man who has no legal basis as GRA Commissioner General has actually gone ahead to sign a $100 million contract with SML and several other contracts when he has no legal standing. I mean, and this is supposed to be our top revenue agency.
Well, Parliament has authority to do something about this. Will you do something about this, and how?
I intend to write officially to the President tomorrow, and when Parliament reconvenes on Tuesday, I intend to bring this to the notice of Mr. Speaker and ask for a referral immediately to the Finance Committee and pray the Speaker that Parliament should no longer grant audience to Mr. Amishadai, because he's an imposter. When he comes before Parliament as Controller General, he's actually an imposter. And that's a crime. To impersonate a public officer is a criminal offense.
Sam George, thank you very much. And that's Sam George, is the MP for Ningo Prampran there, on the back of a hearing today before the Public Accounts Committee, where we heard from the GRA Commissioner himself, Commissioner Reverend Dr. Amishadai Owusu-Amwa, who admitted he has been working without a contract. My colleague George Affe is here with the latest from the world of business. Hello, George.
Hi, Ivan. And coming up in business, Bank of Ghana targets end-of-year inflation rate of about 13% after the cautious cut in the policy rate today. And Chief Executive of MTN Ghana, Selma Dadivo, justifies recent hikes in data and other services, insisting the current environment makes it difficult not to share the cost with consumers. The business news on Newsnight is brought to you by MTN Business. Welcome to the new world of business. Kingdom Books and Stationery, Sinter's Tanks and Pepsodent, Charcoal and Herbal.
Imagine strutting into the most anticipated wedding of the year. Only to see 7 other girls wearing your exact same outfit.
You are special and one of a kind, and that's why whether it's voice, data or SMS, you get to enjoy personalized offers tailored to your specific needs with MTN Just For You. Dial *141# or select your options on the My MTN app to redeem your unique Just For You package on Ghana's best mobile network. MTN.
Son, we are so proud of you for setting up this hospital. I really love those hospital beds and waiting chairs. By the way, did you import them?
No, Dad, I didn't. I actually got them from Kingdom Books and Stationery right here in Ghana.
Wow. We also bought our office supplies, safes, executive desks and chairs from Kingdom, and they gave us expert advice on how to set up our office.
Guys, that makes 3 of us. I also got our sofa and bedroom sets, plus our dining hall furniture for our new home from Kingdom.
Wow, Mom, that makes 4 of us. I usually get my stationery items from Kingdom. And my teacher also mentioned that our classroom furniture was provided by Kingdom.
So there you have it. Whenever you're thinking about setting up an office or acquiring furniture for your home, etc., Kingdom Books and Stationery should be your first point of call. With over 40 years experience in the industry, we stock and supply a wide variety of globally sourced office and home furniture, stationery and equipment. Visit our head office, Osu Akwaje, or our office near the Osu Stadium. We're also in Tema Community 1, opposite Olam SHF, Kumasi KNUST campus, UCC Cape Coast, and now at the Marina Mall, Airport City. Or call us 0302 764101, 764209, or 762792. Visit our website www.kingdomgh.com.
No matter your water needs, Syntex has it all. Syntex tank was first to introduce double layer tank, and now you can have as many layers as you want. Syntex tank was first to introduce white inner layer tanks in Ghana, and now introduces the customer specs order, which will let you order any color and size you want. Syntex tanks gives you the biggest warranty of 7 years, which no other tank gives you. So whatever your water consumption, size of project or demand, choose Syntex tank. Syntex tank, stress-free. Syntex tank, reliable. Syntex tank, maximum guarantee. Call 0244 335 168, Kumasi 0505 555 666, or visit syntexgh.com. Syntex tank, strong, tough.
It's a century of safeguarding dreams with Enterprise Insurance. In the spirit of our 100th anniversary, Enterprise Insurance revs it up with Yafinia Motor Promotion. One lucky winner will cruise around in a sleek brand new Nissan Kicks SUV. First and second runner-ups will jet off to Dubai for an all-expense paid escape. Renew or get your vehicle insurance between January and June 2024 and win free fuel coupons. Monthly raffle draws give you cool gadgets like laptops, Samsung phones, microwaves, gas cooker, tabletop fridge, and many more. Enterprise Insurance Yafinia Motor Promotion is on at all our branches. Call your broker or agent to buy or renew your motor insurance and make history with Enterprise Insurance at 100. Celebrating our legacy, securing your future. Time-tested, truly trusted. That's the Enterprise Advantage. Terms and conditions apply. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
Enterprise, your advantage.
You're welcome back to Business on Newsnight. Now, the Bank of Ghana is hoping that inflation rate will end at a lower band of 13% by the end of this year. Governor Ernest Addison discloses when he addressed the media after meeting to cut the policy rate by 100 basis points to hit 29%. There is more in this report. Ghana has moved to reduce its policy rate. But this is the first time since July 2023 that the Monetary Policy Committee of the Bank of Ghana has moved to reduce its policy rate by 100 basis points. Addressing journalists at the press conference in Accra today, Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison, gave reasons why it had to go down by this margin.
Yeah. Now, if you look at the ECF program, it was expected that growth would slow
if you can't have this very tight fiscal consolidation, very tight monetary policy, and not have growth slow down. In fact, we are seeing that growth has performed better than originally projected.
On inflation rate outlook, this is what the Bank of Ghana governor had to say.
Instead of a point target for the year, this is the range for 2024. At the middle of that range, I think it's about 15. So you have 15 plus or minus 2%.
The Bank of Ghana Governor Dr. Ernest Addison insists Ghana's program with the IMF is on track, rejecting arguments that more cuts are needed to help check inflation.
The original forecast for growth was 1.5%. So we are doing better than we had originally envisaged. And if you look at the path of growth, you will see that we fully recovered to around 6-7% in 2026. So this is really the outlook for growth. If you take the ECF program, which I believe you would find in the staff report that has been published, you will see what the path for growth is.
In the banking sector, the governor was satisfied with development in that space, insisting all banks are in a strong position to recapitalize.
Seem to be the banks have mobilized a lot of deposits. They are very liquid. There are not many avenues for investing their resources, so they are all putting it back on the auction.
Dr. Ernest Addison also disclosed that based on the fresh inflows from the IMF, Ghana's international reserves has now crossed the over $6 billion mark. Meanwhile, banking consultant Anotu Champon says the action by the Bank of Ghana was in the right direction. However, says it could take about 2 months for its impact to be felt on the market.
Transmission rate would have gone through and you would have seen interest rate reflect accordingly.
Now, if I am servicing a loan right now for you, what are you going to tell me that I also should look at in 2 months' time for something should be done about that? Or even when it comes to the cost of credit, also something could be done in the next 2 months?
I'm afraid so. You have to be cautious in that you shouldn't expect that immediately your interest rates will go down by a proportionate 1%. It will take a little time, and I'm expecting that before 2.5 months' time, it would have gone down.
Nana Champon is a banking consultant. So what has been the response of the business community? Let's hear from the Chief Executive of the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Magbedu Abuaje.
Our expectation actually was that there's going to be a much deeper cut. It's the first time that we are experiencing a reduction in policy rate for over 2 years now. So it's a right signal is being sent. However, business community, we don't think that a 1% reduction in policy rate is going to cause a significant reduction in lending rates. So businesses, of course, are not going to benefit that much from this reduction. A much bigger reduction, of course, would have reduced the lending rate, and that is what we were all looking for.
Magbedu Abuaje is Chief Executive of the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Now, Chief Executive of MTN Ghana, Salam Adadivo, has maintained that has justified the recent hikes in data and other services. The telecoms giant last year announced some significant jump in cost of its services, attributing to the current economic environment. But speaking at the media engagement as it brings the 5-year service at MTN Ghana to an end, he said looking at the current situation, it was fair to share the cost with consumers.
When everything around you has changed, it's impossible to stay the same, right? And we've come last 2 years or so, everything around us economically has changed. And to expect that a telecoms company will stay the same may be too far an expectation. So for us, what we've said is, how do we minimize the burden on customers as a result of these external forces? And you would see that even where we've had price increases, the price increases have been at a fraction of some of the economic indicators that have led to some of these things.
And that is Chief Executive of MTN Ghana, Salam Adadivo, speaking at an engagement with some media personalities as he brings his 5-year service here in Ghana to as he moves to the group to serve a new position. Now, financial challenges facing produce buying company may have deepened. This because Joy Business is learning that some banks have moved to freeze the account of the company over debt orders, coming after a consortium of banks moved last week to seize some assets, as they're also working to sell the headquarters if the company fails to settle its debts. Two other stories on Chief Executive of Standard Chartered Wealth Management, Dr. Seto Kwashiga, is urging Ghanaians to take advantage of their diversified portfolio that they offer to their clients. According to her, there's a need for people not to just focus on the local bonds, but look at the other investment opportunities as well. She spoke to Joy Business when the outfit met some of their investors.
Undercapitalized banks will at a minimum inject 1/3 of the capital required annually for each of the 3 years ending in
Apologies for that challenge there, and that's all for business on Newsnight.
Thank you very much, George. You're still live. You're on Newsnight on Joy 99.7 FM. We can do some sports now, and as you can see, possibly if you love the AFCON, there's a match currently happening, and we're going to get the very latest on that. We also still reeling from our exit, whilst others enjoy the rest of the tournament. Ms. Bao.
Yes, Evans, well, the AFCON is still underway, and today some round of 16 fixtures are coming up. One already underway, Capo Verde versus Mauritania, and at the moment it's Capo Verde who are leading by 1-0, and it just looks like they will advance to the quarterfinals. To be the second time they are making it to the quarterfinals. The last time they were there, they were knocked out by Ghana in 2013, so they'll be hoping to advance. But later at 8 p.m. there's a big one between hosts and reigning champions, Côte d'Ivoire versus Senegal at 8 p.m. and the winner of that game will be facing Capo Verde in the quarterfinals. So some really exciting fixtures to look forward to in the AFCON. But in Ghana, it has emerged that the Ministry of Youth and Sports and the Ghana Football Association budgeted some $8.5 million for the AFCON. Now, this was revealed by Member of Parliament for Ketu North, Kujeto Ablakwa, in a statement that he put out on his Facebook page. My colleague Daniel Krante has been studying it and has the details in this report.
The North Tongue MP Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa claims an amount of $8.5 million was set as participation in the continent's flagship tournament. According to him, the figure excludes the $1.5 million spent during the AFCON qualifiers.
Yeah, so that's it. So even Ghana, if we ended up winning the tournament, is expected to get $7 million. But it has emerged that the budget for the AFCON was $8.5 million. So even if we had won the AFCON, we were going to make a loss of $1.5 million, and that has raised questions, and it has put the ministry under intense pressure for them to disclose the expenses that they made in this AFCON, especially knowing that Ghana exited from the group stages. So that's it for sports for you, Evans.
Thank you, Bisbal. Now, the Minority and Parliamentary Committee is calling for a special financing arrangement to revive the country's biggest indigenous cocoa buying company, PBC. Joy News 9 months ago reported on the woes of the company and how its market share had declined from 30.88% that is in 2016 to 8% in 2021. Now, last week, the consortium of banks confiscated some assets of the produce buying company over non-payment of debt running into more than 300 million cedis. Here are excerpts of our hotline documentary, PBC Troubles.
21, a whistleblower and senior staff of the produce buying company petitioned the presidency over the possible bankruptcy of the state-owned venture. He raised alarm about the downward trend of PBC's market shares. In his petition to the president, he made a prediction about the market share of the company. He stated that if PBC market share should hit a single digit, it will spell doom for the state-owned company.
Exception of our new management, I realized our fortunes per market share were falling, and as I indicated earlier, it affected our remunerations. You know something? For the past 6 years, we have never had even 1% salary increment.
Well, the Public Accounts Committee hearing today, the Commissioner in charge of Domestic Tax and Revenue Division, Edward Apenting Jamra, revealed that the produce buying company also owes some 203.9 million cedis in tax. I want to bring in the deputy ranking member on the Agri Committee in Parliament. He joins us right now, Godfred Seidu Jusau. Godfred, so really, how do we solve this PBC conundrum?
Ivan, thank you for your question. I'm happy that you are going straight to solutions and not diagnosing the problem again. Frankly, we just need some capital injection. That's it. Because they've defaulted, which is a consequence of the management arrangement that is put in place by Cocoa Board, which is a subsidiary actually of, by PBC, which is a subsidiary of Cocoa Board. And so it's a bigger problem of the Cocoa Board conversation, which I have had with you severally. Pure mismanagement, pure misapplication of finances, pure demotivation of workers and employees. And that is where we have brought ourselves to. The finance minister, if you recall, finance minister's solution to the problems of these state-owned enterprises was that he was going to create a debt at the Ministry of Finance. We spoke about this some 4 months ago. What has happened to the debt? What has it done? How come PBC has still defaulted in its debts and liabilities to the extent that a court will rule that these banks can sell its assets? So we need to just and agree that we'll prioritize the PBC conversation and by extending Cocoa Board.
Financing is a solution that you're proposing, and this is definitely a conversation that needs to be expanded. Mr. Jusau, thank you very much. And he is the deputy ranking on the Agri Committee in Parliament, and this is something that we'll keep a close eye on, considering how important cocoa is to our economy, which is, as you know, struggling already. So listen to News Night on Joy 99.7 FM. And let's talk about something that relates to the job that I do here and my colleagues also do. A powerful alliance has been created in defense of press freedom as the Ghana Journalists Association and the Media Foundation for West Africa jointly take a stand against recent attacks on journalists. Now, President Albert John IV and Executive Secretary Suleiman Abrahima are not mincing words. They have issued a blunt warning to those responsible for assaulting journalists, making it clear that consequences await. This comes on the heels of unprovoked attacks on 2 journalists during the New Patriotic Party's parliamentary primaries. The GJA has already initiated action directing media outlets to black out Fisheries Minister Mavis Hawakumsing after her thugs assaulted Cape FM's David Kobina. Now, as the association mobilizes to address another assault involving City News journalist Mohammed Nuhu Alabira, the MP Farouk Alu Mahama, accused of slapping Alabira and allowing his thugs to attack him, has denied the incident. But listen to the GJA president stating the position of the association.
So I don't think that we are perturbed, we are intimidated, we are afraid, we are worried. We are ever ready and prepared any politician who wants to attack journalists in this country. And I will stand my head. Now, talking about evidence, I think we have said this over and over. What is he saying? Is he trying to say that he doesn't know the people who assaulted our colleagues? Is that what he's trying to say? That's what we have enough evidence, open evidence, and he's aware. I just want to believe that whatever commentary he made were just rhetoric or maybe political statements. But when it comes to evidence, first of all, the very person, the guy, the purported police officer who signaled our colleague to meet him halfway and who questioned him with a picture on his phone, we have a video of this police officer or this reporter, let me put it, but we haven't confirmed the officer yet. But we have the video of this reported police officer following our footage on the official run as a minister of justice. So what is this? We have two close bars, two close ladies who who have been with her, we are told, for over years, 20 years.
And that there is the GJA president, Albert Jumfor, talking about that incident that happened during the NPP parliamentary primary. Well, as you know, this is the job that we do, and journalism isn't a crime. And that's why we formed the coalition to fight assault on journalists. And that's it for Newsnight tonight. And up next is Nana Ansah Kwao. He's coming up with a very interesting conversation, the yes and no's of Ghanaian culture. Join him on That's More.